Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Let's see which zodiac sign needs the next reading. Oh, shoot. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, welcome back. Thank you for being here. Could be dealing with a Taurus. Let's start with a Kali card. Blue Tara, interesting energy. It's kind of more of a restful energy, I believe. 17, there could be a new contract, business relationship, partnership. Let's see. Sweet Mother of Peace now bestows her gifts of clarity and peace and the power to overcome a negative condition. Just as the beautiful lotus grows from muddied waters, so too shall you arise from confusion and difficult circumstances and heavy energies into sacred blossoming. If you feel held back or slowed down by your circumstances, remember that your soul has the ability to process all experiences and become stronger, not weaker through doing so. This oracle indicates healing and a positive prediction for a peaceful future. Unlike Callie's wild and free hair, Tara's is carefully coiled. This represents her gift of gently taming the wild spirit and providing us with careful, patient, and loving steps to bring ourselves back into peace and empowerment. If you have been feeling out of control of yourself or situations or have felt incapable of positively influencing, the Oracle of Blue Tara brings comfort. The chaos gives way to the correct higher order of love. Let there be peace in your heart as she looks to her right, gazing towards the future. The gift of this Oracle is prediction of a peaceful, protected, and authentically expressive future drawing close to you now. You have every right to feel hopeful, happy, and secure in your future destiny unfolding. So this could be to do with the Sagittarius maybe, or a new belief system, abundance, expansion, luck. You can see that sun breaking through the clouds there. Sorry. All right, I've got my tea here. It's a nice chai tea. Something about starry nighttime or like wide expanse of stars or the void of creation. There could be some kind of stubbornness here. We have manipulation. We have holding on too tight can stop you from moving forward. Control, stability, security, rank. I think this said something about letting go of control or something. Covetous, suspicious, material gain, conservation, or protection. So it could be a kind of like a controlling. We have the Capricorn energy here, right? So, yeah, this could have caused conflicts. Maybe you're understanding this more intuitively or with somebody that's quite intuitive, somebody very peaceful. There could be something about making different choices in the future. I'm getting Aquarius energy, yeah. Just as I say that, the star. There could have been some like jarring words that has to be like healed to move towards some kind of new beginning. You could also be taking more rest or tempering yourself in a way. The Empress, yeah, wow, this is very strong, attractive energy. Like attracting what you require. But the Emperor here is on the bottom in the reverse a little bit. So let's see actions for Scorpio energies. Advice. Resting. A lot of focus on rest. Recuperation can help you heal, which gives you those new ideas for that new beginning to spread your wings and fly, to have an activation or anticipation or a new journey or curiosity. Care is needed and potential here. Yeah, this could be regarding focusing on your finances and stabilizing that towards security and stability. There could be like a total transformation, and you might be taking some time alone to contemplate what exactly you want to manifest and the give and take dynamic that is fair in this situation. But let's grab some chakras. I express my love and goodness each time I speak. I listen to my body and my feelings to know what my truth is. Interesting. Oh, shoot. Okay. Scorpio, people and placements. We have Sun, Solus, interesting. We have Mortifaction, Mortifactio. Resin, interesting. So things that were stuck or weren't moving could be changing. There could be growth emerging. This could have taken some time. There's some kind of like cleansing or clearing going on. It's like breaking up anything that's been stuck. Interesting. Okay, the white rose. I think we'll read that one. Sagittarius energy, Libra energy, Taurus energy, Sag again, Leo. Wow, it opened right to it. The red and white rose, vital force arising and awakening. In the lab, the merging of red and white is an exquisite moment. It means something is coming to life before the alchemist's eyes. The pristine white of the rose is not threatened by the blood red pigment. Their mixing does not make pink, rather each color remains vibrantly expressing its message. Like the rod of Asclepius representing health and vitality, the flor sapientum appears to signify the awakening of the physical as the gateway to the spiritual. Without the body, spiritual teachings remain conceptual, not yet integrated into the everyday. This card encourages the alchemist to honor the body as a temple each and every day, observing and listening to it, mining it for information and guidance. At its height, this card signifies a mastery, uniting of the body to serve the soul's purpose, as seen in the like of dancers, athletes, and during the birth process. Go deep. Review Rashid Johnson's Anxious Red Drawings from 2020. So anxiety could be playing a role here. A white rose becoming red. If La Sapientum appears along with the Numa card, it's a sign that the answers will be found in the body and breath, not in the mind. So there could be something about relaxing, right? We saw a lot of that here too. In esoteric yoga practices, one may understand this card as Kundalini rising, or the activation of what in Sanskrit is called Ida Pingala or Shushuma Nadis. Very interesting energy. There could be like a uniting of forces or balancing too. Coming out of darkness, you keep getting the same card for like months. Like honestly, it's always this card in the reverse. So that's good that you are coming out of darkness, but it's such a scorpionic card that I'm just surprised that it consistently comes out in your readings. Being ordinary, again, I've seen this in your reading a few times, but it's always coming out sideways. So it's like you're going beyond some kind of ordinariness or something that might have not been working for a while. It's giving like keeping up with the Joneses. We have best step passion here, like tapping back into that vital life force and juice of life. Let's grab some juicy messages for Scorpio. And also protection could be important here as well, like the passion protecting you, like guiding you towards something that actually invigorates the soul and spirit and doesn't take or steal, or maybe alerting you to things that have been draining your energy. We have they are holding you back from stability. I think it came out sideways, so take it as you will. Not seducible, interesting. Fight the good fight. They hate reflecting and prefer projecting. Listen more than you speak. Loser you. They ain't bringing peace. Wake up, snap out of it. Fake ass apologies. I think it was in the reverse. Tried to sell you. Interesting. Maybe they were selling you on something. Wants to take over your life force energy. Do protection rituals. Strong boundaries. So we did notice that with Bastet here. Don't follow the pulse of the matrix. Follow your beat. Be careful of impulses. Right. Rest, rejuvenate, and heal. So that's the fourth time I think rest has come out. India, or maybe a spiritual journey. Deities from India could be focus on your spiritual journey. Could be relevant as well. What agreement? Leave it. Let go of opportunity. Let go of opportunists, sorry. Or it could be an opportunity that you're letting go of as well. Or something you thought was an opportunity. Fasting / dropping weight and waking up. So you could have some kind of increased clarity. Release resentments about money. Yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentments only pushes abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool you can use to better the world, and this helps you attract support and golden opportunities. Interesting. This could be about what you're consuming, where you're spending your money as well. Let's see. Scorpio energies advice. We have adaptability, rats. So somebody here could be born the year of the rat. Let's see. Scurry to avoid the storm or adapt, adjust, and conform. Forceful change can be dramatic, like road to magic in the addict. Adapt, adjust, or conform. Interesting. Wherever you are never very far from me. Within a few feet or below the ground in drains, or tucked away in barns and attics of houses or roof cavities, you might just catch a sight of a tail or hear me scurry. I am a mastery of adaptation. You can cope well in any situation, so when sudden or unwanted change is being forced on you, it is me who you should turn to, and my advice you should heed. Making the best of a difficult turn of events is an art. Dealing with new people is a skill, and becoming informed about both is a message of this card. Learn more about your surroundings before knocking them or complaining about how much better the old place was. You might be pleasantly surprised. Quietly go about getting to know the new people in your life. Before you pass judgment or give into rumors or gossip, you may discover they have much to teach you and are far more likely to become fast friends than foe. A change of scenery does you the world of good. Don't just spend, mend, and make do. Instead of avoiding a troubled soul, ask if you can help. Somebody's loss will be your gain. Remember what wonders a good tidy up and a lick of paint can do. There is no need to move. Dreaming about a dead rat indicates that you are feeling overwhelmed and it's time to seek help. Dreaming of a live rat is a sign that you can conquer your fears. Interesting. In old spell work, rat was called upon when wisdom and creativity was needed. Work a little rat magic upon when wisdom or creative thinking is needed. Interesting. This could be a Gemini in your life. Somebody could be quite repetitive or sounds like a broken record at times, or they might speak more than they do. Let's grab you Moonology. You're very close to achieving your goal, Gibbous Moon. A fiery climax approaches. You could be putting the final touches on something, work through your fears, and emotions are running high, Supermoon. So bring love into the situation on the bottom of the deck. Scorpios. Beatitude of Sacred Rapture. Let's see, 29. So something like unexpected could be happening right now as well. All right, let your true self be seen. Search for the deeper spiritual purpose and opportunity for healing beneath the conflict or suffering. If you have been in pain, this oracle brings message of a joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith and wisdom than in judgment or doubt. To commit to your spiritual path and know you are making progress, even if things seem more difficult for a time, know that any such difficulty is a part of your healing and that you will successfully move through it. Trust yourself. This could be about conflicts or fights in marriages or relationships. Could be something that's repetitive. To feel that you are fully seen, loved, and recognized for who you are honors your true self. To be witnessed in such a state, truly beheld by all your uniqueness, quirkiness, vulnerability, and strength is deeply empowering. This is how Spirit sees you. So when you connect with Spirit, you learn to love yourself and others unconditionally and become generous with your forgiveness. You are also less likely to be hoodwinked by ego. You start to see yourself and others at the soul level. When we are beheld, I'm getting like Middle Eastern vibes. Maybe somebody hears from the Middle East. When we are beheld, the need to behold arises. We need to bear witness to the sacred, to acknowledge what is true, and that means cutting through fogs of illusions, deceptions, or confusion with the clarifying knife of higher perception. There is a quantum power of pure vision, empowers the viewer, and also that which is viewed. Seeing from a position of inner spiritual truth, we look below the surface, which is alchemical potency, to set healing in motion, right? Because as soon as you kind of have these realizations, you're shifting your frequency, which shifts reality. What vision, yourself or others, do you cling to or free yourself from? How might your choice either encourage or impede soul awakening when life is tough? You can admire the courage it takes to grow. There's a compliment inherent in being allotted life challenges. If something big has shown up on someone's path, and the universe basically says they're enough of a spiritual badass to deal with it. It's a vote of divine confidence. If you or another are battling something, you can choose to feel awe and respect rather than fear or despair. Interesting on respect. Rapture is a state of intensely pleasurable joy that lifts one into communion with the sublime and the sacred. It is not only a personal experience, but also a transfusion of divine delight into the collective soul of humanity. This is the kind of joy that is generous, soulful, and without reason or agenda, and delightfully contagious. It is a wake-up call. It shifts any stubborn clinging to negativity, refreshes the soul, and nourishes the heart. It reminds us everything is okay. Rapture is the astonishment, the sudden intake of breath in response to an inner realization of something beautiful and beyond description. It tears us out of misery and despair and plugs us into the electrical current of enlightenment. The darkness is cleared in an instant. A beatitude is a blessing of the highest blessing. The oracle of the beatitude of sacred rapture brings guidance that the beautiful healing truth of Spirit is your reality. All else is a nightmarish misuse of imagination by the ego. When you sense Spirit at work in your life, totally trustworthy and having your back, you are seeing clearly. When your hopeful heart feels empowered, you are in zone of truth. Trust in those moments. Recall them whenever you can. Count all your positive moments and wins, no matter how inconsequential they may appear. Every one of them is a precious drop of divine nectar, nourishing your heart. Allow yourself to see and be seen. And remember that even in the tremors, trials, and tribulations of human life, you're a radiant soul who's growing ever more luminous through wisdom, compassion, and strength distilled through those experiences. Look for the light beneath all phenomena, and you shall know the peace and love that is with all beings always. I was hearing something about how like most of the universe is dark matter. Like 90% of energy around us is dark matter. We don't understand it, or physics doesn't understand it, right? Very interesting. Sorry, that sounded weird. It sounded like a dog or something. Anyways, let's see. Scorpios. There could be something of a connection as well that's important here, like this kind of merging of opposites, right? Earth. Interesting. So you could be even like loosening the chains and allowing yourself to kind of float into a different kind of perspective, perhaps. Inner Earth here as well. New solutions and beginnings on the bottom of on the deck. I'm going to pull a Sabian actually. Oh, Scorpio people in placements. Thank you. Libra 2. It's a Taurus, Libra energy. The light of the sixth race transmuted to the seventh. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Charles Darwin. All that human must retrograde if it does. All that is human must retrograde if it does not advance. So we are kind of waiting for Mercury to go direct, I believe, on Monday, and then on I think April 12th, Venus goes direct. All that postmodernism represents a moment of suspension before the batteries are recharged for the new millennium, an acknowledgement that preceding the future is a strange and hybrid interregnum that might be called the last grasp of the past. Interesting. A culture is not an abstract thing, it is a living, evolving process. The aim is to push beyond the standards, setting and asserting human rights to make those standards living reality for people everywhere. There is nothing more innately human than the tendency to transmute what has become customary into what has been divinely ordained. Evolution ever climbing after some ideal good, and reversion ever dragging evolution into the mud. Interesting. Oracle. This symbol can show a leap ahead in consciousness, so much so that the old ways of functioning and living are no longer satisfying or even possible. Sometimes the old codes for living are actually somewhat unsustainable or unbearable. It is best to respect the value of what is waning and leaving your life, taking all the best qualities of the past with you. Many things that were important before have now lost their imperative. The objectives that one wants to aim for are have changed radically in the realization of this new age. The aspects of modern society are often left behind for a higher, more evolved state. The symbol often shows someone who is within their reach of the ultimate potential. A new order needs to be implemented, and the time has come for it to happen. There are likely to be many who share the same aspirations as you, people who are on the same road and see the same signs. Join with those who are working at something truly worthwhile, and as this will see you moving further and further towards a chosen future rather than one that is foisted on you by society. Some may not want you to join in their journey, though. Regardless of this progression or ascension, there is a need to remain rooted in the reality of practicality. Otherwise, you or someone else may lose their way in the glamour or fog of the new, sometimes deeply spiritual realities can bring. Keywords: younger, more vital energies, elements taking over from the elders, the fruits of the new age, Theosophy, Blavatsky's theories, finding kindred spirits. Theosophy. What is Theosophy? I don't really know much about Theosophy. Let's see. Theosophy is a philosophical religious movement founded in the late 19th century, primarily by Helena Blavatsky. It draws from ancient philosophies and religions, particularly Buddhism and Hinduism, emphasizing mystical insight in the pursuit of divine wisdom. I think it sounds really cool, actually. So maybe I'll look into that later. But let's see. Finding kindred spirits, sharing visions, ascension and evolution, inheritances that move one forward, growing older and wiser, UFOs and aliens, music that lifts one's spirits, gurus and avatars, demarcations of evolution, transmutations, indigo children, evolving. The caution: losing touch with practical survival can be racial or other discrimination, feeling that one is from a higher order, more evolved than other people, and leaving others behind. This could be networks as well, friends, acquaintances, intimacy, sex, things like that. Very interesting reading for sure. I'm going to end it there. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit like, subscribe. You can get a personal using the Buy Me a Coffee link or leave a tip through there. Good luck. Take care.